بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters, we welcome you all tonight to this lecture series regarding certain aspects of our aqeedah and our belief regarding the next life. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to allow us to witness our deeds in the next life. Sheikh Nasim has been extra generous with us tonight. The last time he gave me a time limit, it was 7 minutes. And today he gave me 20 minutes, alhamdulillah. طيب. May Allah reward Sheikh Bilal for the great insight regarding our belief in the Mahdi. Not many people actually learn and study the aqeedah of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, the aqeedah of the Muslim regarding these aspects. And it's important that we shed light every now and then to remind the Muslims of what our belief is, so that we do not get deceived and led astray because we do not know. Many people get deceived and led astray simply because they do not know. That's why it is a duty upon us to learn these things. Tonight, we'll try to sum up our aqeedah and our belief regarding Al-Masih Dajjal, the false Messiah, Al-Dajjal, in approximately 4 or 5 short points. And the purpose is to give an insight about what we believe regarding the Dajjal, so that you know anything else from the rubbish, whether it's a Netflix series or a corrupted book that has been written about the Dajjal or whatever else, you know to filter it out of your belief. This is very important. The first point we begin with regarding the Dajjal is the meaning of his name. The Prophet ﷺ in a number of ahadith called him Al-Masih Dajjal. So there's 2 words in his name, Al-Masih, the Messiah, and Dajjal. Regarding the word Masih, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we know, the true Masih is Isa alayhi salam. And the title Masih was given to the Dajjal as the false Messiah, so that people do not get confused that he is a Masih, but he is the false Masih. And the scholars mention that the reason why the word Masih is applied to the Dajjal, one of the famous opinions is because his eye is mamsuha, meaning his right eye is white. And as we know, the Dajjal is one-eyed, as the many ahadith have mentioned. So he is Al-Masih Al-Dajjal. And the Dajjal means the liar. And the word Dajjal means, or the word Dajjal means to mix. And it is used to mean someone who deliberately confuses matters. Deliberately confuses matters. And the Dajjal is the one who tells many lies, and he deceives many people. And the Dajjal is called this because he conceals his kufr from the people by lying to them and deceiving them and confusing them. This is where his name originated from. The Dajjal, in our second point, was given a certain description by our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Dajjal is the greatest fitna of the Ummah. There is no greater fitna than the fitna of the Dajjal. And because he is so deceiving when he comes, the Prophet ﷺ gave specific descriptions about him so that the Muslims can point him out. Because the Dajjal, when he comes, he is not going to right away claim that he is the Lord. He comes and his fitna works in stages. He comes claiming to be a righteous man at the beginning. Then he claims prophethood. And then he claims to be the Lord. And this is how he deceives the people. For the Prophet ﷺ gave certain descriptions in ahadith for us to be cautious and aware. For example, the Dajjal is a man from the children of Adam. He is not a special creature or a different creature or anything of the sort. He is a man from amongst the children of Adam. And he has many attributes which were described in the ahadith. Among these attributes is that he will be a young man with a red complexion. His skin will be red in color. Or if you like, to the white, how white skin becomes red. He is a short man and he has thick curly hair and he has a wide forehead and he has a broad upper chest and he is blind or defective in his right eye. And his right eye looks like a floating grape. His left eye is covered with a thick piece of flesh growing at the edge. And written between his eyes is kafir. These are some of the descriptions that our Prophet ﷺ has told us about him. And he is sterile, meaning he does not have children. In the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar, radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, the Prophet ﷺ said, whilst I was asleep, I saw myself performing tawaf around the Kaaba. And I saw a dark man with straight hair standing between two other men, with water dripping from his head. I asked, who is this? And they said, this is Isa, the son of Maryam alayhi salam. He said, then I turned and I saw a ruddy complexioned man, well built, with curly hair, blind in his right eye, with his eye looking like a floating grape. I asked, who is this? They said, this is the Dajjal. In another hadith of Ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah is not one-eyed. The Prophet ﷺ told his ummah this why? So that they do not get deceived. When this man comes and tells you he is your Lord, do not be deceived. Because Allah Azza wa Jal is not one-eyed. He said, but the Dajjal is one-eyed, with his eye looking like a floating grape. And in another narration, he sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, as for the Dajjal, he will be one-eyed with a wide forehead and a broad upper chest, and he will be hunchbacked. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said. In another hadith, the Dajjal will be one-eyed, blind or defective, with thick hair. He will have with him a paradise and a hell. The Prophet ﷺ said. He said, but his hell will be paradise and his paradise will be hell. His hell will be paradise, and his paradise will be hellfire. Where does the Dajjal come out from? The Dajjal, my brothers and sisters, comes from the direction of the east, from a land known in Islam as Khurasan. And Khurasan is current day in northern Iran and Afghanistan. This is where the Dajjal comes out from, and he comes from the Jews of Isfahan, which is in Iran. And he will travel throughout the earth, and he will leave no city without entering it, as the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, except for Mecca and Medina, which he will not be able to enter because Allah Azza wa Jal has angels protecting the two holy cities. And in the hadith of Fatima bint Qais radiyallahu ta'ala anha, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that the Dajjal will come from the direction of the Syrian Sea. And then he said, from the direction of the Yemeni Sea. Then he said, no, rather from the east. And he pointed towards the east. And he said the Dajjal will emerge from a land in the east called Khurasan. And he said the Dajjal will emerge from among the Jews of Isfahan. And with him will be 70,000 Jews wearing crowns. The followers, because the Dajjal has his followers. And when he comes out, his followers, as mentioned in the hadith, are 70,000 from the Yahud of Isfahan. And part of their description, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, is that they are all wearing crowns. Who follows the Dajjal? Most of the followers of the Dajjal, my brothers and sisters, will be from among the Jews and the Persians and a mixture of other people, mostly Bedouins and women. The Bedouins because of the lack of insight and knowledge, and women because of their weakness in the times of fitna. The Prophet ﷺ said, the followers of the Dajjal from among the Jews of Isfahan will number 70,000 wearing heavy striped garments. That's another description of his followers. So they wear crowns and they are heavily striped garments. They have heavily striped garments. The Prophet ﷺ also said, the Dajjal will come to this pond, meaning a pond in Medina, a valley in Medina, or on the outskirts of the Haram. And most of those who go out to him will be women, until a man will come to his mother-in-law, his mother, his daughter, his sister, and his aunt, and he will tie them up strongly out of fear that they will go and follow him. His fitna is massive. And what is his fitna? People might ask, how would someone get deceived by someone like this, that looks like this? When we've been informed about him already, how are people going to be deceived by him? My brothers and sisters, there's a reason why Rasulullah ﷺ taught us to seek refuge from the fitna of the Dajjal in every salah before we make taslim. Because his fitna is great, and it comes at a time where people are weak, very weak, except the believers. So his fitna will be the greatest fitna from the time Allah created Adam alayhi salam until the Sa'ah. And this will be because of the miracles that Allah allows him to perform, which will dazzle the people's minds. It was reported that he will have a paradise and a hell with him, as mentioned in the hadith. But his paradise is hell and his hell is paradise. He will have rivers of water and mountains of bread. And he will command the sky to send down rain, and it will rain. And he will command the earth to bring forth vegetation, and it will do so. The treasures of the earth will follow him. When he travels, the treasures of the earth, when people are starving and in poverty, it comes out of the earth and it follows him. And he performs other things which Allah allows him to perform. In the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, I know what the Dajjal will bring with him. He will have two rivers flowing. One will clearly look like water, and the other will clearly look like a blazing fire. So he comes with two rivers. One looks like water, one looks like fire. The Prophet ﷺ said, if any one of you sees that, let him choose the river which looks like fire. Then let him close his eyes, lower his head and drink from it, for it will be cool water. This is the Dajjal. He will manipulate people's vision. He will deceive the eyesight. And only the mu'min has the yaqeen, the certainty on these days to implement what Allah Azza wa Jal and His Prophet ﷺ commanded us to do. In another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ was asked by the Sahaba, they said, Ya Rasulullah, how long does the Dajjal stay on earth? So the Prophet ﷺ said 40 days. He said 1 day is like a year, and 1 day is like a month, and 1 day is like a week, and then the rest of the days are like your days. So the first day is a year, the second day is a month, the third is a week, and then the rest are like our days. The Prophet ﷺ said, so they asked him, how fast does he travel through the earth? The Prophet ﷺ said, like the clouds when they are driven by the wind. How fast does the clouds move in the wind? The Dajjal moves with a similar speed. The Prophet ﷺ said, he will come to some people and call them. He will tell them to worship him, that he is their Lord. And they will believe in him and respond. Then he will command the sky to rain and the earth to bring forth vegetation, and their cattle will come back to them in the evening with their humps very high and their udders full of milk. So the ones that chose to believe in him, the Dajjal, what does he do? He brings from the fruits and the bounties of the earth for them. And that only increases their belief in him. The Prophet ﷺ said, then he will come to another group of people and he will call them, but they will reject him. This is who? The believers. But they will reject him. So he will leave them and they will be stricken with famine, poverty. This is a test. This is his fitna. With none of their wealth in their hands, he will pass by ruins, lands that are destroyed. And he will say, bring forth your treasure. He'll tell the land to bring out its treasure. And the treasure will follow him like a swarm of bees, the Prophet ﷺ said. Then he will call a man who is brimming with youth. A young man, the Prophet ﷺ said. and he will strike him with a sword and cut him into two. Then he will put his pieces apart from one another, the distance of an archer from his target. Where does an archer stand from his target? That's the distance that the Dajjal splits the man after he split him in two. Half of his body there and half here. Then he will call him, and the young man will come forward smiling with his face shining. Al-Bukhari, rahimahullah, narrated from Abu Sa'id al-Khudri that this man who the Dajjal will kill will be one of the best people on earth, who will go out to the Dajjal from the city of Medina. And he will say to the Dajjal, I bear witness that you are the Dajjal who the Prophet ﷺ told us of. So that's when the Dajjal will say to the people, what do you think? If I kill this man and bring him back to life, will any of you have any doubts? So they said no. So the Dajjal will then kill that man and bring him back to life. Then the believing man will say, by Allah, I have never been more certain about you than I am today. Yani after you killed me and brought me back, I am more certain that you are the Dajjal. Then the Dajjal will want to kill him again, but Allah does not allow him. The Prophet ﷺ also said, part of his fitna will be that he will say to a Bedouin man, do you think that if I resurrect your father and mother for you, would you testify that I am your Lord? So he brings a Bedouin and he says to him, if I bring your mother and father back to life now, would you believe in me that I am your Lord? And the Bedouin says yes. The Prophet ﷺ said, so two shayateen will appear to the Bedouin in the image of his father and his mother, saying, O my son, follow him, for he is your Lord. This is why the Prophet ﷺ and the rest of the prophets warned their ummah from the fitna of the Dajjal, because it is not easy. And the last thing we mentioned today is his death. How does the Dajjal die? The Dajjal dies at the hands of Isa alayhi salam, as mentioned in the ahadith. The Dajjal will appear on earth and he will gain many followers, spreading his fitna far and wide. And no one escapes his fitna except a few of the believers. At that point, Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salam will descend to the eastern minaret in Damascus. And the believers will gather around Isa alayhi salam. And Isa alayhi salam will lead the believers towards the Dajjal, who at the time is heading towards Baytul Maqdis in Jerusalem. Isa alayhi salam will catch up to him at the gate of Lod, as mentioned in the hadith, which is a place in Palestine near Jerusalem. So Isa alayhi salam will catch up to him at the gate of Lod, and when the Dajjal simply sees Isa alayhi salam, he begins to melt like salt melts in water. But as he's melting, Isa alayhi salam says to him, I have some business with you. He says to him, this is in the hadith. He says, I have some business with you, you will not get away from me. And then Isa alayhi salam will kill him with his spear. Once the Dajjal is killed, his followers scatter. They flee. And then the Muslims chase his followers. And they kill them. And the trees and the rocks will testify and say, O Muslim, O Abdullah, there is a Jew from the followers of from the followers of the Dajjal behind me, come and kill him. Except for the Gharqad tree, which is the box thorn, for it is one of the trees of the Jews, as the Prophet ﷺ mentioned. And this is how the Dajjal is destroyed. And this occurs at the time of the major signs of the hours. And you as a Muslim must protect yourself from the Dajjal and his fitna. Number one, by adhering to Islam, following your deen. Number two, seeking refuge with Allah from his fitna, which is the dua you should all be making at the end of your salah before you make the taslim. Number three, memorizing and reciting the opening verses from Surah Al-Kahf. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever memorizes the beginning verses of Surah Al-Kahf will be protected from the Dajjal. And number four, fleeing from the Dajjal and keeping far away from him. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever hears of the Dajjal, let him keep far away from him, as mentioned in the hadith. This, my dear brothers and sisters, is a brief and short summary regarding the Dajjal and his fitna. And we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to protect us from all fitan. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.
Al-Bayan Radio, the voice of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah.